on EA Sports. First play and a first throw for Rodgers. He's going to dump that off to his running back, Cohen. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Well, this defense for the Saints, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win. That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
13 yards, first down, Packers. Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher. That's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Here's Rodgers to throw. Sideline throw caught by Dobbs. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. A run between the tackles with Cohen. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Here's Rodgers. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. Rodgers now on 3rd and goal. Touchdown, Packers. Romeo Dobbs, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Packers will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And it's good to make it 7-0 Packers. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Now Gino on 1st down. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Mike 7, Mike 7.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Smith. Open here, Adam Thielen. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 29-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. A shotgun snap for Smith. Flush to his right. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
The plan was clearly to challenge them by sending a blitz on 2nd down, but even the extra guys couldn't catch him in the backfield, though. He doesn't scramble for a first, but he does get the last laugh by evading the blitz and getting beyond the line of scrimmage.
Dancing to his left. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. A great effort there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Saints respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time. A drive that really relied. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Now, the offense, they had really not been able to mount anything yet on that drive, and the defense made sure they couldn't mount anything. The interception and the return adding 6 to the scoreboard.
And that's no small return for a linebacker partner. He took matters into his own hands and his legs on that pick. And once he had it, I don't think anyone on the field could have stopped him.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Rush in.
They'll start things on first with Torrey Cohen. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. Touchdown, Packers! Christian Watson, 69 yards. And the Packers are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Now for the point after. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. Lets it fly for Thielen.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted.
Adrian Amos with a pick.
And the Packers are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the Pack up 1st and 10 right at the 30. They begin the drive on the ground with Cohen. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They try again with Cohen.
And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field.
You're all mine. You're all mine, baby. You go get this. You're all mine. You go tight. You got tight. You got over. Check 30. Over.
Now a play fake. Rodgers sliding out of the pocket. Looking right sideline, that's complete. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. That's a first down with a cherry on top, 31 yards.
Well, dialing up that play call certainly meant that he grabbed a little extra shot of courage on that one, because normally on 3rd and short, you're just trying to move the sticks, get the ball just past that line of scrimmage. Instead, they take the big shot downfield, and it pays off.
On play action, it's Rodgers.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. The Packers at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And they've gotten a pretty good deal from the schedule makers as well. Home dates in Weeks 1 and 2.
And I would believe that they would need to take advantage of that, partner, because as you can imagine, the road dates will pile up later this season. So this is a great opportunity for them to put some early distance on the rest of the division and create a little bit of a cushion for them for later in the year. Good defensive call right there, because they had someone shadowing him along his entire route. And he was right there ready to provide a hit that prevents him from making another catch to his big start.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down.
That's into a crowd and intercepted.
Marcus May with a pick.
And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really, it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
He'll get it inside the 20.
Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there. 36 yards as his guys have now moved out in front.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And the lead is now 21-14.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Go. Inside 20, Mike, 20. 88.
Now Rodgers.
Hey, man. Watch the boot.
Completed out left to Dobbs.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. To throw is Rodgers. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
20, Mike 20. Watch the slant. There we go, Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20. Hey, watch the ball, watch the ball. Go to 50. Hey, you block over here. 20. Stop your whining. Switch.
To throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers. He'll leave it for Cohen, complete.
And he's going to get this down near the 25.
And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
Mike 20.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Oh, and they sent the man in motion too late. This is going to be a delay.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
And the delay of game penalty makes this much more difficult. 3rd and 8.
Hey, Mike 20. Pick it up.
Rodgers to throw once more. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
With his height, that's exactly where you want to put it for him. But even that throw was a little tall to connect for the touchdown.
Get your swerve on. Mike 20. Ready? Come out. Mike 20. Think you gonna get this, boy? You think you gonna get this?
Rodgers going to go on 4th down. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers.
Christian Watson.
2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Packers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Wow, talk about a big 4th down conversion for the score. Defensively, how do you let that happen?
I think you start with the offense and you give them credit for going for it and having that type of, well, let's face it, audacity. But defensively, I think you're right on target, partner. There's no way something like that's supposed to happen in that situation. You're supposed to be able to shut that down and get the ball back for your own team. Instead, they give up not just a big play, but a touchdown.
Takes it at the 7.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. He's at the 40, 20, 10, 5, and he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Saints. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Well, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
So now the other return teams out there, as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw.
And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
Tight ends on the Ringo. 4 down. Check. 4 down. 12's mine. There we go, Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20.
To throw again on second down. Rodgers flushed out right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
The offense on third down tonight, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
He's going to launch this deep for Watson.
And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls, and you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1.
There go Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20. 3 buzz, 3 buzz. Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20. Hey, defense, let's go. Hey, Mike 20, Mike 20. I got one, I got one.
Rodgers to throw for it on 4th. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. What a real head scratcher there. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. And the failure on 4th down on the other side leads immediately to a 1st and goal.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
Gino now to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
Partner, this is almost an unwinnable spot for a defense. They have to come right out for a 1st and goal trying to stop them. But let me hold on a second. Let me take that back real quick. They can win here if they force a field goal try. Still a long ways away from that happening, but that has to be what they're thinking right now.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
Back to throw, Smith. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Deontay Hardy,
A 5-yard touchdown.
and the Saints go up by 2 touchdowns.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead is up to 15 now.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
As this offense gets ready here for this drive, Charles, you still wonder about that prior drive. Went for it on 4th down in their own territory, didn't get it, and then that led to a touchdown on the other side.
And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Nasir Adderley.
With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. Well, he's got to have that wrong, doesn't he? They declined that.
There's no doubt about it. Sorry to step on you there, partner, but let's go ahead and run this one together, right? Incomplete pass, yet they call pass interference, and somehow you're going to decline that penalty?
I'm so confused. Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. Touchdown! Adam Thielen. 27 yards.
And the Saints are able to add on to their first half lead.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead opens up now to 22 points.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Rodgers' throw brought in by Watson.
It'll be a gain of 5. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
All day. I'm coming after you. Let's go. Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Forced out to his left. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
As quarterbacks like to do, he pushed it downfield on that throw. But I think that since he was outside the pocket and there was open space, it would have been a good time for his first carry of the game.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. Being chased out left. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. Buying time to his left. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Nasir Adderley.
Well, CD, you know, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. I mean, 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, and instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared. Had an excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
And here is a leaping catch. He pulled it in. 14 yards is the pickup. 1st down, New Orleans.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches...
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Packers are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered. They'd had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them, because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
Just a gain of a couple there, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Rodgers now to throw. Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Steps away to his left. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. Now another Another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. This is first and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime.
Hey, we got four. We got four down. Four down. Check. 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 He's checking. He's checking. He's checking. Hey, Mike. It's crash. Alert. We are going. Flare. 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 Here we go. 58.
They'll run up the middle with Cohen, and he is going to lose yardage here. Now the Packers going to burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
It's second and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Throwing is Rodgers. Dancing to his left. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want.
And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown.
Robert Tonyan in the final seconds of the first half. And the Packers are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
So now Rodgers will lead the Packers up to go for two.
Mike 20. Mike 20. What's the cookie do?
A final shot before half for Rodgers. And oh, it'll be intercepted.
Picked up by Pete Werner.
It's interesting that when it comes to two-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try.
Here we go.
A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up first and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. The final shot here before break. Smith eluding the pressure right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. Fielded right around the 8. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And he's able to get this all the way to the 40 before going out of bounds.
That's a tremendous start to the third quarter. These guys had their foot on the gas the entire first half. They continue to keep the accelerator down.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
44. Rip left. Rip left.
Forced out to his left.
And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football.
Pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the third quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well, so where's the line?
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Harrison Smith.
And the Saints are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he is going to have a Saints first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Throwing now is Geno. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Touchdown, Saints. A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 23. After the touchdown, and he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And his throw is incomplete. We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Here we go, Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20. Hey, watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20.
Now Rodgers. Flush to his right. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football, and the ball ends up out of bounds, so it'll be a loss on the play. He's thankful right now for that sideline because it could have been a fumble loss, instead just a fumble, though they will have to punt it down.
You're right about that, but do you think there's ever been a player happier to see his own punter go on the field than him?
No.
I mean, not at all, right? How fortunate is he that they got a chance to punt it away, and it's not just a turnover at the spot. The
Packers go for it. Rodgers flushed out right.
And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
Well, there were about 70,000 that were quickly calling for that flag. It comes out there for pass interference.
What do you think, partner? A little sarcasm in that cheering from this crowd here tonight. What they're hoping now is to build a little momentum off of it and give them a more genuine reason to cheer down the road.
Hey, you block over here. Back north.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. And now here is another interception. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson.
Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Isaiah Pacheco with his 4th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Saints are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you...
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked up by Pete Werner. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football.